Yes, I am on dark shades this evening. Not because dark shades are bad, but I'm just using it for this recording in respect to the topic that we're going to be tackling here. It's a short series and I've titled it Diary of a Sexually Abused Child. Yeah, that's it. So I suggest, I crave your indulgence. Please engage with me. Like, share, subscribe, and come back for more important conversations on this platform. Remember, I'm not alone. We're doing this together. Before I take off the shades, I'm going to read an excerpt from a book I've written, unpublished, and there's a chapter that I titled Sexual Abuse. Sexual abuse. It's the chapter 12 of my book, of that particular book, because I've written a couple of books. So for every chapter of my book, of every book that I write, there's always an open quotation. And for sexual abuse, this is the open quotation. And there I was motionless, sometimes standing, other times sitting. I could not understand what was done, what was going on. This thing being done on my body was strange, scary, but I let it, powerless, broken, afraid. I think it's about time I take off the shades. Hello, conversationists. It's good to have you back on my platform. I hope you're keeping well. I am too. Thanks be to God who keeps us alive enough for us to keep communicating. Like I said earlier, please do engage with us. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. Diary of a Sexually Abused Child. This is a huge topic. This is a big problem. It's rather unfortunate that up until now, sexual abuse has become even more rampant, even with the growing sex education, the laws, the campaigns, you name it. You name it. I mean, you can compare the rise of sexual abuse to, if you let me just use Christian since I'm a Christian. If you're a Christian and you're going through a very hard time, and then you keep praying about that situation or that problem that you're facing, and it's like the more you pray, the worse the situation, the more difficult it gets. You finish praying, if the problem is at 40%, it moves from 40 to 50, and then 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Sadly, that's where we are with regards to sexual abuse in the present world. I think in modern times we are experiencing more sexual abuse in the 21st century than has ever been known in the history of humanity. If we thought sexual abuse was a taboo topic 30 years ago in the 20th century, and it was not so rampant or common, I bet you right now it's on a different level. And the perpetrators these days, they walk free. They can manipulate their way with any kind of language, with anything. This first episode on this series of Diary of a Sexual Abused Child is not necessarily to delve into the nitty-gritty of this subject, but it's rather to ask you and to ask myself the simple question: What role do you play? What role do I play in a situation like this? It's a sensitive topic, very sensitive. How bothered are you? Because I cringe. I'm scared. I'm bothered. When I take a glance or a look at my friend's status, her WhatsApp status, and she says, I can't let a male who is my brother or whoever he thinks he is stay in my house for more than 2 weeks because I'm so afraid of my children, for my children, especially my daughters. Oh, right now we have sodomy, right? It's on the rise. It's been there. Regardless of the fact that when we talk of sexual abuse, a greater percentage, at least not less than 70%, has to do with women. But we see sodomy. We see an introduction of homosexuality. We see terrible things being done on our boys, on men. We are dealing with the children for now, not the adults. And then I want to understand why she's so emphatic and why she says that. And she's sharing a story. How does a woman put to birth and calls over her brother to her house, or rather the brother comes for a break, and when he leaves, she discovers that her baby girl has been tampered with. Explain to me a story one of my godmothers once told me many years back that was so disgusting. How does a mother leave her 3-month-old baby with a houseboy, goes to the market, comes back, and discovers liquid on the baby's mouth? Guess what it is? It's the liquid slimy fluids that comes out of a man's penis. You want me to talk about? You want me to spell that out for you? You want me to tell you what has been going on since that woman left for the market? Obviously, the houseboy has had his penis in the child's mouth and the child is sucking it thinking it's food. This was not some story. This is a reality. I know people talk about it. Everyone talks about it. And there are different people who talk about it and they have different audience that they attract. Atabang Rosemary is also talking about it. Are you talking about it? You're my platform. Probably you've never taken us seriously listening to it on other platforms, but you're here now. What's going on? Where do you stand in this? The stakes are high. Where do I stand in this? I don't know if I'm sounding poetic. I don't want to sound that way. I don't know if I'm sounding too short. I just don't. Because the world is unsafe and because it looks like there's no solution does not mean we don't have to talk about it and we don't have to chase these people. Does not mean we don't have to seek justice. Because explain to me how I should be excited about having children, right? Come on now. Diary of a sexually abused child. You tell me where you stand on this. You tell me and I tell you where I stand. These are issues. These are problems. When we are looking at the problems of teenagers, boys and girls, let's go back to preteen. Preteen is the childhood. Let's address that. Let's work on that. Let's talk about it. What are the wounds? What are the traumas? Because I do not understand and I do not want to understand. Dear conversationist, I hope you find this conversation very interesting and important. Please engage and remember to keep your comments as respectful as always. Please also remember to like, subscribe, share with your loved ones, with people around you on your social media platforms. These conversations are necessary. They're very important. And I'll see you shortly, God willing. Thank you. Bye.